Okaeri, welcome back to another Japan Life reading vlog. Sumine-chan. I am starting this one just after I finished the last one, which was when I was beginning to read The Bitter Twins, which is the second book in the Winnowing Flame trilogy. Anyone who watched my best books of 2023 or has been anywhere around me on social media recently will know that The Ninth Reign, the first book in this trilogy, was my favorite book of 2023. It blew me away. I'll have that video linked down below. I do plan to do a full individual review for that book, but I haven't filmed it yet. So if you'd like to hear more about this series or the first book in it and why I love it so much, I'll link my best books video down below for you to check out. But I'm so excited to be continuing on to the second book. I started it this morning after doing a bunch of stuff I need to do during her nap. And I read 3 pages and then she woke up. So, Sumire, that is. I guess you can't see her, but that's who I'm looking at. Yeah. I do plan to read more of this tonight once she's in bed. So I just wanted to get this vlog started. And then the other thing that prompted me to start this right now is I received a broken binding package. Now, I already received my subscription book for this month. So it's not that. And also, if I look at the number that's on here, it's not my subscription number. So I'm wondering, is this the fall? I don't know what other book I've bought that's would be numbered and continuing to be numbered besides The Bound and the Broken. And if this is the fall, I'm gonna lose my mind because it is my favorite art they've produced yet. And it's also made the top books of 2023. It's in the top 5. I'm obsessed with that novella. So if that's what this is, I'm gonna lose my mind. It feels a little bit smaller than the usual book I would get, but a bit bigger than what I would imagine the fall would be. But that could just be formatting. No! Oh, but this is still really exciting. Oh, I forgot I bought this. So it's not the fall. You get to see that freak out later. But this book was, when I saw that they were printing this at the Broken Binding, I about lost my mind because I found this book randomly when I was in middle school at one of those library sales. I had this extremely beat up mass market paperback that I read over and over and over again. And I haven't read it for years, but I have such good memories of this story, and that is Green Rider. I never expected this to get a reprint or any love kind of thrown at it. It unlocked a memory when I saw this and how much fun I had reading that book. I was very much a horse girl, so at that time, so give me someone riding a horse and I was interested in the story. So I was just delighted when they said they were going to do this. And then I saw the art and I was like, now I have to buy it. There's no choice. So that's why there's a different number on it. Okay, I didn't know this was numbered. So let's see what it looks like. I do believe this is the last or the latest subscription series where they printed art directly on the book itself rather than doing foils, which I love both looks. So those are beautiful sprayed edges, very bright. They're very, they're simple, just green, but very bright. And then this is the cover. Okay, she's beautiful. Is that silver gilding as well? I didn't know that it was gonna have gilding. And then it is wrap around to the back. And then what sold me on I need to buy this and probably reread from this as well, oh my god, was this art. Stunning, gorgeous, show-stopping. Look at that. It's got a parchment feel to it too. Oh my god, it's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. My little heart from junior high school is so excited right now. I have to reread this now. I hope it holds up. I hope I love it as much as I did then. I just knew I had to jump on this when I saw the opportunity, when I got the email that it was on sale. And here's the end papers. And then it is numbered as well and signed. This is just so pretty. This might have to go without the dust jacket, even though the dust jacket is gorgeous and I love that silver gilding on it. Stunning, matches the edges perfectly. I don't know. Come on now. I always say the broken binding is like a present from yourself to yourself because of the way it's wrapped, but truly this time it really was, because I didn't remember having ordered this. Oh, it's just a gift to my younger self, and I'm glad that I gave this to her. All right, so I will check back in with you guys either later tonight or tomorrow morning when I get some reading done. So as is usually the case, I forgot to film before we started eating, but we are at Kaiten Sushi, Conveyor Belt Sushi. So this is Hamazushi. It's our favorite of the Conveyor Belt Sushi chains. Our food all came, so I can't catch it coming in, but I will catch the next order. But for right now, we've got the flounder fin, which I love. I already had some tuna, some fatty tuna, salmon, fried shrimp, like leftovers, kind of the cuts put together. I had to love these. Squid, fried squid, mackerel, and more of the leftovers. And Sumire has her cup. Ta-da! More leftovers. Here you are. Okay, so we ordered a lot more sushi. But then we ordered this. Is the first time we've ordered this. It's a cream cheese salmon tempura roll. Now I know cream cheese and salmon are good together.
Mayonnaise on top.
But with mayonnaise on the top and some onions, I mean the onions could match. I don't know. What's this gonna be like? Looks hot though. You wanna try it? So. What's gonna?
Okay. Not bad.
Alright, so tonight we've got the purple bisexual vibes on the bookshelves. We have people coming over tomorrow, and I was hoping to dust and like rearrange all the books in a way that I was happy with all at once, but we don't have time to do a full reorganization, like rearrange situation type of deal. So I'm just gonna take the books out, enjoy my collection, you know, touch them, feel them a little bit, dust everything, and then put them back where they are. And then we're just gonna have to do a whole revamp at another time. But this is what they look like so far. We might reorganize some knickknacks. This used to have some Christmas and fall plants in it, and now the vibes are off for spring, so I'm not really sure what to do with that vase. So anyway, some things may move around, but this is kind of an update on what my shelves look like. So we're gonna start with this upper corner. I don't film standing anymore, so you guys don't get to see these upper shelves, so it actually might be kind of nice to show them to you as they are now. I have my original version of Legends and Lattes. This is the self-pub before it got picked up, and I treasure this. I actually talked about these in a most recent vlog. These are like my Lies of Locke Lamora special editions that shouldn't have been read, but I read them, so they're a little beat up. My Totoro setup here. Hato got me that for Christmas 2 years ago now, I think. Yeah, you could just take a look at the top shelves. It's been a minute. These are some of my favorites, though. I still need to buy the last two special editions for the War Eternal series by Rob J. Hayes, one of my favorites of all time, but at least I have the first three. Eventually, I'll get the last two. Here we have a lot of self-pub in the corner here. Zama Akhtar's Gunmetal Gods series, and an ARC, Elder Epoch ARC, which I treasure. Thank you, Zamil, for sending this to me. Legacy of the Bright Wash, of course. I still need to get my hands on a, ooh, goodness, a Brick and Bone paperback, a nice floppy paperback. I want to add that to my collection one day, but yeah, I guess it's a lot of favorites on this shelf that aren't part of series, really. And then this is what you usually see behind me, because I sit now, because I started the sitting life and I can't go back. And then below that we have some broken binding. I still need to read Godbreaker. I need to get to that. And then we have a bunch of Joe Abercrombie here. I haven't read The Last Argument of Kings yet. Some other Broken Binding, some of my favorite middle grade here. Some manga, Redwall, Ray Bear, which is one of my favorite YA books of all time. Unfortunately, Redemptor, the sequel, was ass and I hated it, so I might just display Ray Bear and pretend that doesn't exist, because it is a really pretty edition from Illumicrate. And then I've just kind of got a random assortment of like classics. There's The Helm of Midnight there. It may get moved up now that I've read it. It gets to come out of its corner of shame. And you guys also may notice that there's like a clear cover here. I have like acrylic boards here to block Sumire because she loves this bookshelf. I think it was initially the lights, and now she just likes to take things out. And she likes books. She has her own little bookshelf that she always pulls books from, and we read them together. But she wants to do that with the big girl books too. So we have these acrylic boards that I put up. So they're, you know, they don't keep you from seeing the books, but they do get in her way and she doesn't like it. But so far they're doing their job. Okay, so wait, I just found like a little secret that I left myself. This shelf is done, looking adorable. The Totoro has a new setup. We'll see how long that lasts. There's a lot of balance going on there. But back to the original point. I went to move this and I left myself a bunch of books behind it. I brought these from the States. I completely forgot about this, which makes me so excited. I had The Little Prince, which was a gift from my friend. This is her favorite book, so I have to read it. Then I bought this on a whim in the States, The Invisible Man. Here yesterday, I really wanted to read this. I forgot that I brought this with me. And finally, The Paper Menagerie by Ken Liu. I've been dying to read more of his short fiction, so I hid all 4 of these behind this book for myself. Like, I feel like, you know, when you accidentally leave money in your pocket and then you find it later and you're like, oh my god, thank you, past me. That's how I feel right now. So I just filmed my February TBR and I am going to stick to a lot of the big books, but there's tons of big books on that. And I feel like picking up some of these shorter reads in between might be fun, so we might start doing that. I really want to read this though, although my dad is interested in reading some of his short fiction, so maybe I'll wait and we can read it together. I don't know, it's gonna be hard to wait though, now that I know that I have it physically. Okay, so here are the slightly rearranged and completed shelves for tomorrow. I basically just switched the sides of a lot of shelves to give it a fresh look. I don't know, I'm pretty happy with it right now. It feels new and fresh and clean to me, so I will take it. Okay, so this angle is absolutely awful. We love that for me, forgetting my tripod. Just a rookie mistake. But I took myself out on a date day. I was kind of losing my mind, having been in the house, or, you know, kind of functioning around the house for as long as I had been, taking care of Simi and all that. So now that Hayato is back on paternity leave for another 3 months, I was like, I gotta get out of the house. And he was actually, he told me, he's like, you need to go to the gym and get out of the house because you're stressed and you're stressing me out. So I took myself out on a date today into Tenjin. So I just kind of meandered the shops. I finally bought a bunch of books that I wanted to donate or sell, but it's like, you know, $4 for, you know, 5 books or whatever, back to the book off in Tenjin. So I did that. And then I was window shopping for cameras because, as you all know, if you've seen my sit down videos, they're a mess and needing a camera. So did that window shopping. Then I sat down and had a little lunch, which I think I took a quick clip of, and I was reading The Bear Twins. Sitting down and reading that during my lunch, which is still with me, and hope to get a couple more chapters done in this. But I did go to the bookstore here because I had a gift card from a friend, and my Japanese has really, my reading at least, has really gotten bad since getting pregnant because I have not been studying. So I got myself 2 new books. You know how you get new workout clothes and you feel more motivated to work out? I got new study books and I feel like I'm going to be more motivated to study. And I chose these specifically because they have like a schedule already. So this is what you do for day 1 of the first week, day 2 of the of the first week, that kind of thing. And it's a 45-day schedule. And as someone who's not willing to splurge for private lessons like I was before, I need due dates. That's just the way I work. So I decided to go with this series because it had due dates involved. So I'm actually going to, if you can't tell, I'm in like a British pub right now, and I got myself a Guinness. So very conducive to studying. So I'm going to do the first day's worth of this. I also have to fill out my schedule book because I'm old school and use a physical schedule. Been slacking on that the last couple days, so I'm going to do that. And then read a little bit more, hopefully. I don't know what Hayato and I are going to do for dinner, but this place has happy hour prices until 7, and it is 5:30, so I got some time to kill. Possibly another pint in the future, we'll see. But for now, cheers. It was my turn for dinner tonight, so I made grilled cheese with focaccia from a nearby bakery, and I made red pepper tomato soup. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, so this is a very exciting update in more ways than one. The first one is that I just got off of the Page Doing Live with Matt, who is the founder for the Broken Binding, and it's one of those chats, well, most of our chats anyway, leave me with this like natural high, but this was one of those because I just can't believe that I talked to the person behind probably a third of my bookshelf at this point. Like the book that I'm reading right now is also Broken Binding. Like to just be able to talk to the person behind all of that and see the true passion that he feels for this, like the work that he's put into it. The way that he talked about how he started the business knowing nothing about business, and how his like kindness is what kind of brought the karma back around to give him the money to be able to start it. It's just, I love talking to people in this community because they're always full of such passion for what they do. A lot of people who love books just truly feel that love in their soul. And you can tell when you meet someone else that feels that way about the written word and about the package that those words come in. And I just feel so inspired to, just to try something. Like, why not? And hearing Matt talk about how it's grown into this incredible Broken Binding subscription. We talked about the sub, we talked about the future for the Broken Binding press that they're working on. We talked about the store that got them started, the first online bookstore that they had, well, they still have, where they sell mostly signed editions of books, and some of the new things that he was talking about wanting to implement in the future. It's inspirational, and kind of makes you think, well, why not? If you have something you want to try, like, why not? If you have the means, give it a shot. I highly recommend that you go check out that interview. I think it will inspire you as well, and I'm just so thankful to Matt for giving his time to us, because I know he doesn't usually show on camera, and it means a lot to us that he came on. So off of the high of that, it's, the timing for when we did this interview was late at night for me, so I'm starting to crash. But I did want to do an update on the Bitter Twins because I read a giant chunk of this book yesterday. I'm about, I'd say, this is how much I've read, so I've got this much more to go. I think Goodreads says I'm 43% of the way in. I haven't been able to sit down and read this as much as I had wanted to, but when I do sit down to read, very much like the Ninth Brain, I can't put it down. I read this until the wee hours of the night when I should have been sleeping, so it's one of those books. I'm loving this. I'm adoring this. 5-star vibes all the way. It has the same feeling of the Ninth Brain, of getting to know the lore of this world piece by piece. Like, Williams is just a master at that aspect of her stories, because the world has been expanded to a point that there's enough more to learn that she can feed you little tidbits like she did in the first book. Hystillion's point of view, I feel like, is going to make me really sad and upset me later. I just have this feeling, this undercurrent feeling of dread when I read from her point of view, so I'm feeling that one's going to be a big emotional hit. But I love the point that I'm at in this book right now, which is where a lot of our characters are doing disparate things at the same time. It's something that a lot of middle books do in order to show you different aspects of the world and allow the different characters to kind of get in separate environments from each other. And that can feel like middle book syndrome to some people, but for me, I tend to really enjoy that aspect of books, and that's what we're doing right now. Here, all of our characters are kind of off doing their own thing, and in so doing are giving you another view of the world or unraveling individual mysteries. And I'm eating that shit up. It is so good. I've only read one battle scene so far, the one that we basically, it's almost on like page 1 of this book, we start with the battle scene. And so I can tell that we're putting all of the puzzle pieces and the chess pieces together for when those big battles come later. But I'm still thinking about that battle scene. So I'm very excited to read these big clashes that I think are coming at the end of this book, or definitely at least in the 3rd book, The Poison Song. And I'm just enjoying completely throwing myself into this. Now, obviously, this beautiful edition does not come with me everywhere, so I did start reading the Kaiju Preservation Society for the Only Good Book Club. I only read 1 chapter of that, and I don't know if it's gonna be for me. There's a lot of pop cultural references already, and with the main character, the narrative voice, I don't know. I'm reading it as a group, and I usually am able to push myself through group books, but like, I'm gonna give it at least a couple other chapters, but this might be a case of DNFing is self-care. We'll see. And I have not made any progress in Hills of Heather and Bone. So anyway, I'm gonna go wash this face off and then maybe read a little bit of this before I go to bed instead of scrolling, because the other night when I read a lot, that's what I did. I put my phone down and read this. Well, and then I didn't sleep for a couple hours because I couldn't put it down, but you know, we'll see if I can utilize some self-control tonight. Only read a couple chapters, we'll see, but yes, I am adoring this book. Okay, so I wanted to show an update of actually the flowers that have started to come out. We still have to repot all of our plants and clean them up from the winter, so don't mind that mess. But we have a little plum tree, and plum blossoms bloom early, so it's still cold here. But we're starting to get some really beautiful flowers, which just makes my day every time I come out here. So we've got these plum blossoms, which smell absolutely incredible. And then we also have this orchid. Hayato saved this. He actually cut this small piece off of a larger piece that was dying, repotted it, and now it blooms every year for us. So we've got one absolutely beautiful orchid so far. We decided to get a sushi lunch after running some errands, going to the doctor's. So he just ordered the sushi set, and then I got a sushi set plus tempura, but I'm sure I'll end up giving him portions of this. Like, this is definitely Hayato's. I just poked it. This is definitely Hayato's. That's also his. Anyway, any other couples do that when, like, you know how you divide your meals apart? Yeah, so we're gonna enjoy the sushi lunch, and then Hayato has work this afternoon. I might go to the gym.
Why did you say that? I don't want to walk today. It's raining.
It is a rainy day.
I want to be home doing nothing.
Tonight you can do that.
Thank you.
Not a late night, so.
Thank you.
That's good. Alright, itadakimasu. Okay, so I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Don Quijote, but this is just a crazy fire hazard chaos store. Always has been, always will be. There's no rhyme or reason to it. And they always have things in really weird places, okay? But I had to start this video, this moment, because when you walk in, right next to the front door, they have these tengas, which are masturbatory aids for Valentine's Day. And like, I understand if you're selling these, like in the back, you know, but it's right when you walk in. That's even ridiculous for Don Quixote. I just had to. I had to get it on camera. So to top off our sushi date, we are both going to read and have some coffee. So this is, I came here once on a whim and I was surprised by how absolutely delicious it was. This is what I got last time. It's a cinnamon cappuccino and I think it's homemade cream. It's way more expensive than it has any right being, but it was damn good. So, yeah, true love. Wow. I didn't even get to touch it yet. Yeah, it's damn good. So, and then Hayato he likes fruity, like lighter coffee. So he usually likes those types of blends. So there was a blend from Colombia that apparently had those notes, and he's gonna have that. So we're just gonna relax for a bit, maybe debate a little as we usually do when we read interesting stuff. And just enjoy our time. Dakimasu. Okay, hello. So it's been, I think, 2 days since I last checked in, and I said that I was going to read a lot of the Bitter Twins that night, and I did. I stayed up until like 2 a.m. reading. It was one of those nights where you're like, I really should go to sleep, and then you don't because you can't stop. That was that night. So I read a lot slower than I used to. So I think I read about 250 pages, maybe 175, not quite 200 that night. And then I've been reading ever since. I'm now on page 516, 517. I am almost to the end, and it's getting so much harder to stop reading because so many things are coming together. This is one of those books where I can see the flaws. There are some flaws, like some plot threads that are kind of left hanging for a bit too long while we do all this other new stuff. And I think if you weren't so in love with this world in the way that I am, you might not be as along for the ride, as I have been. So I love every second of learning about a new place, a new secret, whatever, about this world. So kind of going off on those tangents and leaving the older plot lines kind of hanging for a bit didn't bother me because I was so invested in what we were going to find. Because I know what Williams is capable of creating. Sorry, my hair is weird. I'm just trying to find a happy medium place for it to sit while I'm talking. But I enjoy that aspect of it so much that even though I can see that why that might bother some other people, because I know some people have said they didn't like the second or third book as much, and I can see where some of those criticisms might come in, but I'm just having such a fantastic time and I'm along for anything Williams wants to do. So this is 5 stars for me, unless the ending completely drops the ball, which I highly doubt. This is going to be another 5-star installment, and I'll be moving on to the Poison Song after that. Right now where I am is that point where everything has to get worse before it gets better. At least I can hope it gets better. But things are definitely getting worse. Don't get me wrong. So where we are right now, my favorite character, she's physically injured. A lot of things are not going her way. Something very precious just got stolen. She has barely any allies. She's just going through it right now, and I'm begging for things to turn around for her, and they better. I think they will. I don't think Williams is going to leave me hanging there. But there was this one particular quote that made me laugh out loud when I was in a cafe, because it was a quote from my favorite character, and she said, so a character asked her what's happening, and she says, "What is happening is that I am in a fucking rage, my darling, and someone is going to pay." And since then, some people have paid. And so it's just really, I don't know, I'm eating this up, and I'm not surprised. I think this is going to be a full 5-star series. It's just, so I'm looking to finish this tonight, hopefully. I know, right? But the other reason that I wanted to sit down and talk to you guys right now is I have 2 very exciting packages. One is the typical package that I get in these vlogs, which is the Broken Binding. This is my, the second book in the current trilogy. I always forget what it's called. It's like the Norse Norse mythology series. The Northern Wrath is the first one. So this is going to be the second one in that series from the subscription. And then this is what really made me, though, want to record, is I have this box from LitJoy Crate. Now, Crate, I guess, is their subscription, so maybe not Crate, but LitJoy. This is the first, and maybe only, I don't know, thing I've ever bought from them. They do super deluxe editions of books. And you all know how much I love Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. I discovered those like before I made my booktube, so you guys didn't see my love discovering those, but those are comfort reads for me. They're probably some of the books I've reread the most in my life on my bookshelf. And LitJoy was doing a special edition of them, and they were gorgeous, and I said, I can't resist this. And it was basically like a Christmas present. Not a Christmas present, actually. It was some kind of event that I was like, oh, I deserve this. You know, those excuses you make last year. And it was like a present to myself. So I think my morning sickness finished. It was something like that. And I was like, I deserve something. So anyway, these took about a year to get here. And we also got an email from LitJoy saying that the dust jackets all got like fucked up and scratched up in transit. So they are going to do a free of charge, of course, reprint of those, but they wanted to get the books out to us. So the new dust jackets will come separately, but these ones are going to be scratched up. But at least I'll have the books. So first, let's do the broken binding. The last time I did a broken binding unboxing, I did it at night, and you guys couldn't see the gilding or any of the like details in the art. I was like, this was a dumb decision to do it at night where you guys can't see what it looks like. So we have some daylight left, and this little one, I'm sure you can hear Sumire in the back. She's playing, well, kind of watching me and playing at the same time. So as long as she doesn't get anxious, I'm going to try to capitalize on this last bit of daylight that I have to show you these beautiful books. So let's go ahead and get to the broken binding first. Okay, so here it says The Hanged God, and I always forget if this sticker is the name of the book or the name of the series. I think it's the series, so maybe it's the Hanged God series. We'll find out. But here's the ribbon to add to my just gigantic collection. There's that middle part of the tree, part of the stenciled edges, yes. I'm just looking at the back right now. It has a quote, and it says, "A giant lays dead in the Hall of Fates. Now let the word spread and open the gates." I felt this way about the first one as well, that I just like the way this is written, and I have a feeling I'm really gonna enjoy it. So I'm glad I didn't skip this, even though I'd never heard of it. Okay, so the series name must be the Hanged God series, because this book is called Shackled Fates. Is that a giant polar bear? The vibes just get more and more immaculate with every book that comes out in this series. Oh, I'm so glad I didn't skip. And then these are the edges. I should have brought the other book over here. I didn't, but I think it's going to become a giant, or I know it's going to become a giant like tree of life thing here. Okay, so this is the one. This is the one that has the art that sold me. So when I got the first one, I told you guys that I almost skipped this series because I'd never heard of it. But then there was one piece or art piece that the Broken Binding shared that completely convinced me this is actually for me after all, and it was this one. That's terrifying to me. Like the deep dark depths of any body of water is just absolutely out of the question for me, not happening ever, but that means I like to read about it. Oh, that's stunning. And let's see what the back end pages are. This must be what the edges are depicting. A gigantic tree. Oh, see now, oh, I'm so sold on this. So sold. And then of course we have the gilding on the outside. The first one looked like it depicted like a siege, an on-land siege. So this one looks like we're gonna be much more in the water realm. Oh man, I'm so hyped for the series now. Broken Binding, you've done a fantastic job with this, because as someone who knows absolutely nothing about it, I feel like I now have kind of a grasp of what it's gonna be like, and I can't wait. Okay, now let's put this beautiful book aside and open the ones that I've been waiting over a year, about a year for. They even have Grishaverse tape on the box. Like, that's attention to detail already. So, I'm digging that. This is heavy, too. I mean, I know this comes with a slipcase and everything, but wow, they take their packages seriously. That's a good sign. Oh no. This is so heavy. All right, so we've got our bubble wrap. And then I see, so they've got like a styrofoam case going on. So before we open the styrofoam case and look at the main goods, it comes with some little goodies, which I usually don't bother with, but it's kind of, you know, a nice little touch. Okay, so this must be a signed, like kind of holographic book plate that we can put in there. It got a little bent, but that's kind of cool. I've never seen one holographic like that. Then here we have an art card. I'm guessing it has Inej and Kaz. Is that who that's supposed to be? I think so. Yeah, definitely. And then I don't know what this is. Let's see. Oh, it comes with a little key. That's cool. No mourners, no funerals. We never stop fighting. That is actually quite hefty. That feels quite nice. I'm not gonna lie. And the top says the Crow Club. So I have my key to the Crow Club. And it comes in this nice little velvet pouch. Like, okay. I mean, this wasn't cheap, so it should be high quality. I guess I never get like little trinkets like that, so I don't really know what to expect. But let's get to the meat and potatoes, shall we? Oh, wow, this is so heavy. Holy shit. And this is only 2 books. Oh, what's going on? Okay, wait. Oh, okay. Didn't know what way to pick it up. All right, so here is the box. We've got doors here that I found out now that they open. And it looks like, okay, so it looks like you can really set this up on your shelf. I see, so this piece comes up on the top and it says the Crow Club. And you can fold this back, I guess, to have it stick up. And then you have wings on the side that you can fold out. All right, LitJoy. Look at all this fancy. Let me see if I can. Wow, that's pretty cool. So I guess then you open the doors to the Crow Club, and let's look together. Oh, they're pretty. Okay, let's take these out. So I do see what they were talking about, that it got kind of scuffed. More than kind of. Scuffed, definitely scuffed. So here's what they look like together, first and foremost. Wow, my God. So 6 of Crows and Crooked Kingdom. Those are reflective. You can see where it got scuffed, like they said, and that they'll be sending new ones along the way. But I do know that there's like a cutout in it, right? So this heart cutout here, and then there's also this dagger cut out here. So let's see what the naked hardback looks like. Oh, I guess before that we should look at the sprayed edges. Wow. Now the vibes are immaculate. It truly matches. I think that's Jesper. Yeah, Jesper, Inej, and Kaz, you can see there. So I'm guessing that the other ones, yep, so we've got Nina, Wyland, and Matthias on this set. Wow, okay, all right, so let me show you the back first. These are the backs as well. No mourners, no funerals. And let's take a look at what they look like naked. Oh, that end art is beautiful. This is the naked book. No mourners, no funerals. That feels like really nice quality. Here's the back. And then the end pages, the first set of end pages here. And the back set of end pages, Nina and Inej. There's a little forward here from Miss Bardugo, so that's a nice touch. I'll read that after. We have a map. Not color, but still, we have, full map spread, signed. It looks like the part separators are the same as the standard edition, but one of the things that LitJoy does in these super special editions that I think makes them much more worth the price is they have annotations from the authors in the book, in every single book. So even though this is the same heading as, the standard edition, it has a note next to it that's written by Bardugo herself. So if I turn the page, on the next page, there's also annotations here. And so when you reread it now, you can get a new experience that you never got before, which I think is just so cool. So that's why I decided to go for it. And they also put internal artwork in here. So here's one of the internal art inserts. 2, 3. I'm so glad they did this scene. That's one of my favorite scenes in the whole story. 4. Oh, and 5. Wow, there's a 5th one as well. Wow, 5. That's quite a bit for a special edition. So that's 6 of Crows. Now let's take a look at Crooked Kingdom. Okay, so Sans dust jacket. It looks like this. Again, no mourners, no funerals. The spine matches what the dust jacket showed. All right, let's see what we've got. Oh, it's the art print with Kaz and Inej that we had before. Oh, they included a scene of the gang together. Yes, oh, I love that. The vibes are perfect. Well, that's interesting. So Crooked Kingdom isn't signed. Maybe that's what the signed book plate is for, is you can put it inside Crooked Kingdom, I assume. Let's see what we've got going on here art-wise. Oh, that's really disappointing. Crooked Kingdom isn't annotated. Well, that sucks. I thought they were both going to be annotated. Damn. Okay. Well, maybe that was in the fine print that I just didn't read, but that's annoying. I wish they both were. But I did see some art, so let me... Oh yeah, this is a pretty epic scene, so I'm glad they chose this one. I love that rendition too. The color contrast, fantastic. Oh, yes. I saw this art online and I was praying they would include it in here, and they did. No spoilers, but the tension. Oh, they've got this in there too. So here's the 4th one. Oh, okay. That's cool. So they have like a double page spread here where it's an overlay for the last page of the book. Is that last page of the book? No, it's not. So it's just an overlay for this section. That's really cool. Wow, so these really seem like they were worth the money. They are heavy. The sprayed edges look beautiful. They match. I wish there were annotations in Crooked Kingdom. That's the only complaint that I have right now. But, and obviously having scuffed, dust jackets would suck, but they're sending those, out again. So that problem's gonna be fixed. So I think that this was worth the money. This is a gorgeous collector's edition to have of a series that you love. But Sumire is getting quite antsy over there, so I'm gonna put these back in their home here and then go take her out and play with her before dinner. I finally did the first kind of spring refresh, what I wanted to do before we go to the States for a month and a half. So cleaned out all the dead leaves, cut off some of the old branches so new ones could sprout. So we'll see what we end up getting. You can see we have a bud on our little rose bush here, and our plum blossom tree, see if it can focus, there we go, is living its best life right now. There we go. So I just repotted this baby in a new nice pot that I think matches it a lot better than the shitty one we had it in before. I haven't gotten to the rest of the plants yet, but I got to this section at least, which is nice. Okay, so we are back in my nighttime check-in cozy corner where you guys see me a lot in vlogs. It's been a couple days, I think, since I last checked in. I was reading The Bitter Twins. I think I was actively reading that the last time we talked, and I finished it. I think the day that I checked in, I finished it that day, and I wasted 0 time in picking up the Poison Song, because the way that The Bitter Twins ended, if I hadn't had this book, riots would have occurred. But the fact that I had this book, it means that I picked it up immediately after. And then, unfortunately, just due to life, I've slowed down a little bit. I am on page 84, working my way through this. If you know what my TBR looked like for this month, and you know that we've got a week and a half left in the month, and I'm on book 2, this far into book 2. Look, it was an MBR, okay? We're renaming my TBR into an MBR. But I'm thoroughly enjoying immersing myself in this world. I could feel myself kind of putting off picking this up, actually, because I don't want it to end, but that's dumb, and I'm gonna sit down and read it tonight. We are leaving for the States in the next week, so there's also a lot of packing and prep that I need to do. Traveling with a 9-month-old on a 14-hour flight, it's gonna be lots of fun. We did it when she was 3 months old, and that had its own challenges, but now she's just such an active, I don't know, happy baby, which is a good thing. Those are objectively good things. But when you put that in a contained space for 14 hours, it's going to be interesting. So I'm like preparing all of these airplane like little zipper packages with all of her favorite toys, and like organizing them and things that make noise and things that don't for the people next to us. So maybe we can at least alternate some not noisy things at some point during the flight. So I've been doing a lot of that prep, but like personal prep for Hayato and I, like the suitcases just got brought out today. So we just have work to do to prepare to go to the States. But I'm gonna ignore that work, blatantly ignore it, and read this for a couple hours. You are never uglier than when you are in the hair chair. My hair's not wet and plastered to my head yet with bleach, but that will be the cherry on top. But there's nothing like this look to humble you. I'm so excited though. I'm getting color. And I always play with my hair, you guys know this, but yeah, I'm gonna be getting like a white, gray kind of color going on here. We've done it many times, but usually when I had short hair. So we'll see how it looks with long hair. Also, I decided to try this. This is a white peach au lait. So this company, Boss, usually makes coffee, but I'm a huge fan of anything peach. I adore it. So this got my attention, and I have no idea what I'm in for, but I'll let you guys know. Here's the bleach. Lord Farquaad, look at ass. Ne, are you excited to eat ramen too? Ne. I got the new flavor, Shiromaru, which is like more standard Hakata flavor. And Hayato got the new flavor of the Akamaru, which has like more complicated taste. And we are at the main Ippudo location, getting our last taste of ramen in before we head to the States. For those of you who don't know, there's this thing in Japan called Gachapon, and this store is Gacha Gacha no Mori, so the forest of Gachapon. And you basically, there's so many people here today, I gotta maneuver around them. They have collections of anything you could possibly want. Like, there's like, these are sake cartons, milk cartons. You can collect keychains that look like that. There's like the usual, you know, Pokemon, things like that. And then the price varies. So you put in, you know, the coins. So this one is, I think $4. And then you can get any of these. It's a surprise. So you get one of these when you turn the wheel. That's not a wheel, you know what I'm saying. Turn the lever. There's just so many weird collections of stuff here. And it's a gigantic store just full of them. And then of course you can recycle the plastic if you don't want it. So I'm here particularly looking for a gift for a friend. So I'm gonna wander around a bit, see if I can find some. This is a yakitori ring box. Different meat on a ring.
Yakitori.
Oh my god, I kind of love that. If you want some bread or some fruit sitting and waiting for you, they have that. You know, quite niche, but I think this is pretty cute actually. A miniature body thermometer that makes the beep sound. Push it. I guess it lights up too. I just got one of my gifts, the pancake sea animals. And I got the starfish. You can see that in there. I wanted to get the manta ray for my friend, but you know what? I'll take this. And I have one more character I need to find. So for my friend, I wanted to get Kimetsu no Yaiba, and this is the only one they have, which is a shame. I wanted to get like a figurine kind of thing, kind of like this, like they have for Hunter x Hunter. But I guess Kimetsu no Yaiba isn't as popular as it used to be, so they only have this one. So I'd really like to get him this one, I think he would like. But unfortunately, this one came out, so I'll give it another shot. No. I don't think you'll like that one. Damn.
Hi.
Third time's the charm. Let's see. How did we do? Oh, yeah.
Tanjiro? Ooh, finally. Yay, got it.
He'll like that much more than the other ones. This place is famous for is the giant Gundam. Outside. It's hard to capture, you know, just how big it is on the camera, but gigantic. Looks pretty cool at night too. See if I can capture the scale. Okay, so I don't know if you've ever seen this type of coffee. It's pretty normal in Japan, but I thought I would show it just in case you haven't seen it. So it's like this individually packed little coffee pocket. Okay, so it looks like this before you unfold it. That's upside down. And then what you do is you pull the top apart like this, and you can see there's a bunch of coffee grinds in there. And then you pop it out, so it's this little square, I don't know, doodad stand. And then you put it on top of your cup like this, and then you put hot water in the top, and it's your own little tiny personal cup of coffee. Okay, so we got these super fancy Daifukus from Josuiyang is the name of the company, and we've wanted to buy from them for a while. This is day 2, so they're a bit misshapen. That's our fault because we didn't eat them when they were super fresh. But these are like really pricey. I'm talking like $6 a pop. We got what? Apple, strawberry. What else did we get? Cream cheese, which you'd never had before, and normal with the anko inside, the red sweet red bean paste. So apparently also there's a specific way to cut these so they look beautiful. Kind of like a cheese string, it looks like. And they provide the strings, of course, because it's Japan. And we're going to see what these look like on the inside. All right, Mr. Chef.
They give us
Ah.
string with paper and plastic.
And instructions.
That's like a 6 or 7.
Crazy.
It's
Alright.
first time for me, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
see
let's
it.
all do this together.
Wow.
Anko, oishiso. Next. Which one is this one? Do we know?
Strawberry.
Strawberry? My favorite. Oh, ichigo daifuku.
Baka.
Oh, beautiful. This, I think, was the most expensive of the lot.
Yeah.
Because Fukuoka's famous for strawberries, so that's probably an Amao Fukuoka strawberry inside.
Ringo.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Yeah, huge. And cream nuts and cheese.
Cream nuts. and
Cream
cheese.
cheese and nuts. Cream nuts って何
Don't want to think about it.
やべ、失敗した。
I got caught on said nuts. Wow, oishiso. Hello, everyone. Ignore the chaos monster that I look like. It is accurate. Hayato and I are leaving for the States tomorrow. And so, you know, this is what you look like pre-travel. If anyone who's also traveled for a long period of time knows. You wear your pajamas, you eat the leftovers in the fridge, you make sure everything is as it should be when you're going to leave your house for a while. So I also wanted to give Pretzel some exercise. For those of you who are new subscribers, you may not have seen him because he hasn't actually had a cameo on my channel in a really long time. And I realized the other day how long it had been and that that was an actual crime. So I wanted to have him on. You can tell he's a big boy now. He is, what, 3 years old, Hayato? 3? Maybe. Almost 3. I think he's almost 3. So he's a ball python, and he is our first child. We love him to death. He recently shed, so he is living his best life. And then he's going to be taken care of by Hayato's mom. He won't get that much exercise though because she's not as comfortable handling him as we are. So she's gonna feed him and change his water and all that, but we wanted to let him get a really good romp in before we left. So that's kind of the state of things right now. Reading wise, I was reading the beautiful physical edition of the Poison Song that you saw in all the previous updates, and I was really hoping to finish that physical edition before we left, but I did not finish in time, you know, preparing to leave, like I said, for a long period of time. I don't know why I'm being cagey about this. We're going to be in the States for a month and a half. So preparing to leave for that long just took a lot. There's a lot of appointments to be made, vaccines to be had, you know, medicines to get. There was just a lot to do. So I didn't get to read physically as much as I would have liked. So I decided what I would do is buy the Kindle version of the Poison Song. Now I usually don't double buy for ebook editions so much, but when it comes to this series, like, I'm gonna make an exception, okay? It is an all-time favorite of mine, and I kept wanting to continue this series, but because it was my physical read, I was reading other things instead, and it was kind of killing me that that was the case. So I'm a little bit happy actually that I now have it in ebook version. The weird thing is I have The Fifth Rain and The Poison Song in ebook version because I was reading both while traveling. The first one, The Fifth Rain, I was reading when I went to Tokyo to go see Tammy. So I was like, well, you know, I can buy the ebook version of this because I need to continue. And then The Bitter Twins I read all physically so that I don't have the second book in the series in ebook format. But I think I might make that investment just to have like highlights, you know, for all three in that form. Anyway, I'm rambling. The point of this is that this vlog has gone on way too fucking long. I planned to make this a Winnowing Flame trilogy reading vlog, and it turned into the entire month of February like life vlog. So I have some really good clips in here. I know of really interesting Japanese food, some bookshelf reorganization, and a tour. Like, I've just got some really good footage in here, but it is not what I conceptualized at the beginning. And I think it's time I just accept that that's the case. So this is not a Winnowing Flame reading vlog anymore. This is a month of February life and reading vlog. And people seem to enjoy kind of the life aspect. So I think, you know, that's perfectly fine. So what I'm gonna do is close out this vlog here, and then I'll start the next one reading continuing to read the Winnowing Flame trilogy with the Poison Song, and kind of documenting what I read in the States. I feel like I've kind of gotten into the flow of monthly vlogs when it comes to these more like long-term, what am I reading, what am I doing, daily lifestyle. So I think what I'll do is do monthly vlogs in that form, and then maybe one or two, probably one, let me not be dramatic or put too much on my plate. Let's say one specialized vlog where I'm rereading something, or there's a specific thing that I want to achieve with the vlog. I think that can be a shorter time frame, but I'm finding the more natural thing for me is to make one long ass like feature-length film reading vlog every month. And those seem to do really well, and people seem to enjoy them, like the over an hour kind of vlog style that I've been doing once a month. I mean, let me know in the comments down below. I always ask for your feedback. I always want to know what you guys think, because you're my audience, and you know, this is a symbiotic relationship, so I'd like to hear what you feel about it. But for me, that seems to be working. So after this, I will start my March kind of life reading vlog, and I know it's going to be an exciting one because I'm actually getting this sleeve finished, so there will be no blank spots on my arm, and I cannot wait. This empty elbow is going to be hell to get filled in, but it's also been killing me that it's empty, so really looking forward to that. And I think I have a good enough relationship with my tattoo artist that if I ask him, he wouldn't mind if I vlog a little bit of it, so you might be getting some of that footage. I'm excited, okay? But I've got to finish packing and all that stuff so I can get up bright and early and get on a plane with a 14-hour plane ride, by the way. Two plane rides, one 2 hours, another one 14 hours with a 9-month-old. So send your thoughts and prayers. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and click that bell. I'd love to have you as part of this community, and I appreciate it. But for now, I'm gonna head out. Johnny!